Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on YouTube's end, but that's the third time it's made me try to restart the stream. So now I have no idea if this is actually going to work or not. I don't know if anybody can see this. Um, so if anybody can see this right now, I would greatly appreciate if you would just let me know so that I know I'm not doing this for nothing, because it literally just made me reset it 3 straight times here, which will also explain why I had to reset it by a couple minutes and push it back, because it keeps resetting when I try to start the stream. So, okay, good. We're still on. I don't know if that's going to affect in it putting it out through the analytics or not, but for whoever is here this evening, it's a great honor to have each and every one of you here. We have lost a few subscribers over the last couple of weeks. As we've been fiddling with 21,500 the last several days, but every time I hit it, we lose a couple, we hit it again, lose a couple. So it's certainly a trying time, not just with XRP, but in the crypto landscape as a whole. But after I do the intro, we'll get into the technicals, we'll talk about Bitcoin, and we'll also go over some, like, to me, it's like, what is really going on behind the scenes? Like, why are so many whales accumulating ahead of the filing today? And we'll go over this as well. Every single one of these moves that started popping up here, and there's been quite a few now. So I'm really interested to know what's really going on at the filing, and why are so many whales finding it a good time to all of a sudden here start to buy in, or at least continue to accumulate. Is there something deeper going on, that maybe doesn't meet the eye here? I think, there's an expected price appreciation. But what we don't know is, when you're talking about that kind of money, you could literally be coming in for a 3-4% move. And you could make several hundreds of thousands of dollars that way. So you don't know what the exact intention is. But when they're accumulating and sending it off of the exchange into wallets, that's definitely a good sign. So we'll dip into that as well as we get into this. Sorry, my throat's a little dry. Put my water in the ice today, so I thought maybe make it a little cooler out here. It is raining a little bit, but I wanted to do this outside. It was the only way I could do this because the kids have hold of the house right now. So, but anyhow, we'll get into that. We'll get into Bitcoin. We'll get into the XRP Bitcoin pair, as it had an attempted move earlier, but it was unable to sustain. So I'm out of the XRP Bitcoin pairing right now. On failure of holding this, I was unfortunately forced to get out. And now I have to see, because to me, the fact it didn't hold that, there is a better than not chance that we should come all the way back down here to 804. So I thought it was a better positioning. Even if it was from 815 to 804, and then if it breaks down, you might come down even farther. But we'll get into this as well. We had an attempt here earlier. Unfortunately, it didn't hold it. And that's also, you're starting to see it in the price disparity right now. But there's still a lot of momentum here. We're just going to see when it comes to XRP, when it comes to the pairing, and when it comes to Bitcoin as a whole, what does the market have in store for us? What does the market have in store for us? I had a small leverage trade earlier. I hinted at it during the update this morning, but that's about all I'll do is hint, because I'm not a financial advisor. I simply seen that dip come down. We talked about this falling channel last night, and it was up here, so we hadn't come down yet. It was still up in this range. And then it ended up proving us right on this falling channel support. When it came down to the 498, I did not hit 498. I actually bought it within the V. So I got it at 5026 right here and sold it on resistance. Right when it hit 5168 or 517. I didn't get 517 though. I got 5168. I believe it was. But yeah, that's what I decided to do. It wasn't anything special. $289 25x trade, it netted me about $140 profit. I wasn't willing to put a lot of money in, but it was one of those things. As you know, I was in a long on XRP outside of my normal holdings, and it sold out at like a $12 profit because it was coming back through the support areas, as we know. So I decided to turn it into a small leverage trade. Now, I didn't want to sell it, but I told myself right away, once it hits this resistance, if it gets rejected on the spot, you're out. And right when it hit right when it did it, it came down, it did the consolidation at 513, and the moment it went up and passed it, and then right when it started coming back through, I said, nope, that's it. I'll take my quick money and now I'm going to build on for bigger and better things. I have very high hopes though here for the XRP Bitcoin pairing, but we'll get into the technicals. I want to start doing this a little different by doing my intro first, and then we'll say hi to everybody, and then we'll get into the real technicals. So with that being said, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. We're really struggling to get new subscribers here the last couple of weeks, which it's not a surprise because of the overall environment, but I think it's imperative that we continue to try to grow here despite some of the struggles in the markets, because I believe it gains a more pure audience when you find everybody, or when you find some people that still maintain interest when we're in a volatile market to the downside at most points. So with that being said, good evening. 6:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, April 29th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I'm very excited to be here this evening. I apologize for the little bit of a issue we had in the beginning, because I don't know if anybody could even tell what was going on, but YouTube kept ending my stream after I started it, and it kept making me redo it. Now fortunately I know that if I disconnect my internet and restart it, it'll allow the same stream to restart. So I had to do that several times. So we'll see how many people find their way here. We have 76 right now. I have a feeling that it's not going to promote it very well. So if you could hit that like button, please make sure to do that so that we can help push this through the analytics. I would greatly appreciate that. So yeah, that's that's me. That's me subscribed to my own channel for 35 months as a member. So we are literally 1 month away before I can submit a new badge. So we're about to have the 3-year subscriber badge. I can't wait for that. I've had to wait a whole year to unleash this new badge. So we'll have a 4-year badge, or a 3-year badge here finally in 1 more month, believe it or not. 1 more month. I can submit it. Takes a couple weeks. So it'll be pretty fucking cool. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Simon B53, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Wales, Josie, and Mo, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor, as I'm starting to get rained on here. I may have wanted to think my decision better here coming onto the live outside. Stouffer, Coffee and Crypto, welcome in. Jessica Garcia, welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. Hey guys, hope everyone is well. Are we buying, Tom? I feel like I'm always buying and holding. You and me both, Jessica. You and me both. Vanish, welcome in. Maroon, good evening. Well, I got it through some articles, but they use they use the whale alert, but I'm gonna have to move inside. I'm gonna move inside here. I'm gonna turn off my cam real quick. It is starting to rain on me rather hard. I was not saying it, but it is raining pretty hard. So I gotta turn my tablet on to my you guys know what I do inside. So I'm gonna be talking as I put this screen on, because it is pouring outside all of a sudden. Like literally, I start doing my live and boom, it started to. Julie, can you? You gotta hit the settings button. Go to YouTube. So here, while I'm setting this up. No, on XRP though, we were in that falling channel. We can still do business as usual while I do this. I can talk and work at the same. So this falling channel is what we started in. We hit that resistance. So now the obvious thing that's going to have to happen here, if we can't get over this, and ultimately you want to confirm this move by getting over the rising channel at 522 to make this worth our time. Otherwise, if we stay below that 518 area, then that's a major resistance, unfortunately. And that can continue to move us down. There's no harm, no foul here yet. Here. I know. I didn't say. I was going to reverse it. I still got to do the brightness. I just have to go around. I got to shut this light on. Huh? Oh, you're fine. Now we're set up. Good. Let me go back to his room very quickly after I went out. All right, everybody. Thank you for that. I apologize for the little delay, but I was not, you know, I knew it had a chance to rain while I was out there, but I was hoping that it wouldn't rain like that. So here, let me turn my cam back on. I really do appreciate all the patience. Look at that change of scenery there. What a quick change of scenery. So thank you all so much for sticking around. I do appreciate it. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. I'm so honored to see you in here this evening. I hope you're recovering very well from your broken bones. I really do. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. John Bugathorpe, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Welcome in. The Gatman, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Jan, welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon badge. Love seeing you in here still. Jorge, Steel Guerrero, G Business, and if I didn't get to some of you, I apologize. Some of the stuff got cut off because YouTube kept putting me on and off, on and off. Mara Louise Willamese, welcome in. Jake Haggins, welcome, and thanks for being in Tom's Army in the first month with the emoji badge, me being abducted by aliens, and I swear that is my face superimposed on there. I kid you not. Tanya May, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. We will definitely look at AMP, as you brought up. AMP was up about 18%, 20% earlier. It's up about 12% right now. It broke out of a... Look at this consolidation, folks. Now, is this trying to tell us something? Because that's the consolidation we broke out of. Just focus on this where I circle. That's the consolidation we broke out of. Look at the XRP, and I'm not saying that XRP is going to do the same by any means, but look at the XRP consolidation right now. Very similar to what we just seen out of AMP, and right now we're pushing that resistance. So I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out because we've got a lot of room according to the RSI here going forward. So, and I'm trying to pick up on what the whales are doing. The whales are definitely buying a lot up here. We'll read that sooner rather than later. Mark Caston, welcome to the Army for a second month with the emoji badge, Dusty Doghouse Crypto News. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much for renewing for a second month. That means a lot to me. CJ2 Pilot, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor, along with Jeffrey. Hope you're doing great. I appreciate you, Jeffrey, watching every update you say. I appreciate that so much. And thank you for continuing that support with the pay it forward mentality, but the continuation in Tom's Army. I greatly appreciate everybody in Tom's Army. I do. Rob, thanks for also being in Tom's Army for over 6 months, and welcome in with the XRP Predictor. Daniel, welcome in. Hayat says 26.75 million transfer from an unknown wallet to Bitso, probably nothing. No, I wouldn't say it's nothing. Here, we'll go over the whale. Some of the whale stuff we've been seeing. I shared some this morning, but this is a more updated here in the last couple hours. So XRP price, whales accumulating heavily ahead of SEC filing on April 29th. So XRP price, the whales are accumulating massive amounts of XRP ahead of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission SEC deadline, despite a price dip in the broader market. So XRP price dips over. I'm not going to read the highlights. I'm going to go through the highlights by reading the whole story. So the XRP price has once again caught the eyes of investors. They admit a decline of more than 2%. As we know, it reversed now here. So according to on-chain data tracking platform Whale Alert, so somebody asked where it's from Whale Alert. That's where I like to get the information. So whales have purchased nearly 75 million XRP from Binance, reflecting the increased confidence of the investors towards the crypto. For instance, the most recent transaction was conducted by an unknown whale identified by wallet address RHWJ9 FLQKK. The whale has purchased 24.05 million XRP worth around 12.39 million from Binance today. Simultaneously, another whale with wallet address RFQ9E K8CVI accumulated 26.33 million XRP worth 13.56 million from the same crypto address. Besides, one more transaction was noted recently where a whale, RHLTHRTNXN, bought 24.11 million XRP from the BitVavo exchange. Meanwhile, the whales seem to be regaining confidence in the XRP crypto ahead of the major anticipated development in the Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit next week. For instance, yesterday also 2 whales accumulated around 46 million XRP from Binance, indicating that the traders are shifting their focus toward the crypto. Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn has set a deadline for the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) to file its reply in the ongoing legal dispute with Ripple Labs. The SEC's response, due by April 29, 2024, follows Ripple's motion to dismiss the SEC's expert submissions aimed at strengthening its case. Meanwhile, Ripple is given a timeline of 3 business days to file their response with the SEC. Notably, the scheduling update comes amid Judge Netburn's recent nomination as district judge in the Southern District of New York, maintaining her oversight of the case. However, despite the massive whale accumulation, the XRP price failed to maintain an upward momentum amid a broader crypto market sell-off. For context, the overall crypto market, along with the major cryptos like Bitcoin, Solana, Shiba, and others, and Shiba is one we might have to talk about. There could be a substantial reversal in the process right now. I'm glad that that was in here. I just happened to be looking at the Shiba chart earlier, and we'll go over it probably in this live if I remember. And others have witnessed a sharp decline today. As of writing, XRP price was down 2.25% and traded at 51.42 cents, while its trading volume fell 27% to 959.03 million. Notably, the crypto touched a high of 52.94 cents and a low of 51.04 cents in the last 24 hours, reflecting the highly volatile scenario in the market. So, but that's basically what I wanted to talk about. That we can look through in a little bit to see if there's any more XRP news, any more that we can find as far as related with the whales. But that's something I would like to know what everybody thinks. That's something to consider when the whales start to accumulate and you start to see them fall off the wallets. Now, some have said, there have been others that have put some on the exchanges. It's being outweighed by the whales accumulating right now. So I think we're in an interesting time in the chart, to be honest. Is XRP going to break out of this and do a similar move? Because as we see, what do we always say? A descending consolidation and a falling channel is a bullish reversal in the making as long as it doesn't break down. If it's in a rising channel, it's a bearish reversal. Well, we've come into this falling channel now. Now, we're going to have some kind of bullish reversal. And are we going to end up maybe even like AMP and end up with some kind of 20% rally here? Because it's set up almost identical as AMP. If you look at that, and I'm not saying that it's going to do the exact same thing. I'm just saying I like to see if there's similarities. And that's exactly what Ethereum did as well right before its breakout. So look at this. If you're looking at AMP, and Ethereum did the same thing prior. Boom, 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 almost boom. Now, if we go back to XRP and AMP, it's made a move now. So it could have a healthy recovery. Or consolidation even. But look at XRP. Boom, 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 boom. Now, if it breaks up the same, it would retest that upper area. At some point, it's going to have to retest up there if we don't get rejected and lose the handle support. At some point, it's already telling us we got to go back up there anyhow. It's in the pattern. If you get supported here, you'll go back up to the mid-tier handle resistance, which is way up there, almost at 60 cents now. So even if you look at just that area, this is the same move as AMP. That's what I mean. So we could very much be in a position here. And if you were taking a shot here, to me, it's very simplistic. If you're taking a shot, you stay on this support. You can't hold it past 498. But furthermore, if it were to fall through that 507, to me, it's going to be very, very difficult, to think it's going to hold. But I think something are going to be, I think something big could be building here. I know everybody keeps saying that it's bearish, and that it's about to drop. I've seen it everywhere. I get it in the comments a lot. I even had a lot of people unsubscribe. But, you know, I think it's a time of change right now. This is the time of change and the time of truth. So the ones who are going to stay are actually here for the right reasons. The ones who are leaving, they're giving up right before the cherry got. You know, that, you don't want to do that. But I can understand it. This isn't for everybody. It's really not for a lot of people, if I'm being honest. Gala is also in a very similar, except it's already had an attempted push out, but it's very similar because a lot of these, and Ethereum broke out the same way, AMP broke out in the same way. Those are two that I can just point at in the last 24 hours that did this. I mean, a lot of these are starting to look very similar, aren't they? Which means that right now, Gale is probably behind XRP because it hasn't made the push back to 4.7. But a lot of these are starting to put in a similar rotation. What I meant with, I don't remember if I updated Ethereum or not. No, see, Ethereum had a similar consolidation and then it broke out. So what I'm saying is there's a possibility that these are in these little consolidations and then they break out. XRP could just be setting up that move. It's possible. It is very possible here because it's coming up towards the resistance side right now. And I would love to actually ride this a little bit longer here after it consolidates now and see what happens. Because if it gets on top of this and shows to hold here, I can see something big starting possibly. It's just, when you get them like this, we also have to be very careful. You do have the topping reversal. And now that it's like this, there is the chance that it could come down here to create an inverted head and shoulders. In that way. But I could argue that we could have a very sneaky, boom, back up, like inverse head and shoulders. It's not the most stellar looking one, but one could argue that it possibly could have put that inverse pattern in very sneakily. I mean, to me, it looks like a beautiful back test right now. XRP Broska, thank you for the $9.99 donation. The Wise Man Travels. I appreciate you, Tom. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate you too, and I thank you for that super chat here. I really do. That means a lot to me that you would send your hard-earned money to pay it forward. It's one of the beautiful things about this community. Very, very loyal and very, very generous. We do recycle a lot of subscribers, but we do have a very strong base, and we always add to that base, slowly but surely. Right, Julie? Slowly but surely. Let's see what the XRP market cap is looking like right now. True, welcome in, homie. Appreciate you being tuned in. So, True, what do you think of it right now? Even though it's below the rising channel, XRP's put in this, isn't it interesting how this looks? Looks like a little bit of a falling structure. It, to me, looks a lot like, and I never like to do this. I just want to know if it could do the same. I mean, look at AMP. I mean, one could argue that XRP is doing exactly what AMP is trying to do here. Oh, I'm still in my long position, but I was in a leverage long, but I'm looking to get back into another one as it's consolidated from the 5168 range. And I wanted to see if it was going to hold this so that I could get back into another one. It wasn't a huge one. Made just a little over 125. But it was like a $289 25x trade. And it was from about 504 to 517 area. 5168, sorry. Might even give me 5166 now that I think about it, because it's not going to give me right when I put it in, even though it was a limit. But the W, if this forms, it's sneaky. I could see this playing back to the top side when everybody's thinking it's going to go down. Simply because we're below that rising channel. But we formed this little bit of a falling channel. And those are bullish reversals. You know, once we figure it out. And we've tapped it 3 times now. So I'm actually pretty intrigued going into this close right now. We've got XRP market cap at 1.05% up. It's at about 1.12% up. at 28.48 billion. It's up about 320 million on the day. I mean, depending on how you look at this, I don't really like it like that, to be honest. I prefer to start putting all of these in this now. I do. I prefer to see all of these patterns like this now. I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee these patterns now. And you could go like this with this one. But I can't unsee that. It almost looks like they're coming back to reverse to retest that breakdown again. But, you know, everything that comes up, if it gets rejected, it just comes right back down to the bottom. And then even if it held, it's down at 27.4 billion. So that's about a, you know, that's a $1 billion drop. So that could be a little bit of a, you know, not a huge, you know, magnificent drop, but it could drop it back down to that 506, 504 level. Maybe a slit, you know, a tiny bit farther. But there's definitely reason to be optimistic here. Bitcoin's up 893 points on the day, or 1.43%. It's just over 64,000 now. And as some have said, they go live in Hong Kong on the ETF in 2 hours out there. So, and look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin here in this 2-hour candle is starting to break up very nicely. Very friggin' nicely here. I mean, I want to say XRP is getting ready to do the same. Looks like a nice, what could be inverted hammer candle here. Invalidated that almost could have been reversal candle. We're putting some pressure here. If we follow Bitcoin's move, we're moments away from a push up here to the 200 at 52.26. I'm telling you, we could be very close here to another move. Back up. Let's see if this is back within range. See, I sold this at 816 on the failure here. Or 815, whatever it was when it came. And the retest is 804. So now I'm back. This could very much be back on tap here. This very much could be the exact spot. Yeah, because I'm going to get a nice differential here now, too. That's, let's see how big of a drop that was. I'll do it from 814. It's not that big, but it's 1.23%. So that just came down to the next support. We'll see very quickly how the XRP Bitcoin pairing responds here. But Bitcoin is starting to make some move. This is good for crypto, folks. Bitcoin's getting hot right now. We're getting hot. This is good for XRP, so hang tight here. XRP should be moving here shortly. This should be a good live. This should be a good live. We don't know how much it's going to run or how far it's going to run, but my suspicion says XRP might push up to this 50. You know what's more undervalued right now and hasn't made exactly the move? Oh, it's starting to come up now. XLM, well, it started coming up. Never mind. XLM's definitely starting to push up. But look at this channel. That it was in a, not even a channel, but XLM's starting to push up now. What else is undervalued right now? I want to see if there's any that haven't quite made any kind of run yet. Oh yeah, XDC. XDC. Look at it. Now it's XDC has rounded that bottom like we talked about yesterday. That was my own speculation. It would come down like that when it was up here. And it happened to round in a good spot because that's where I thought it would. And I think that's undervalued now. XDC looks a little undervalued here, if I'm being honest. Looks like it's in the start of a reversal. What does everybody think about XDC? That's getting right back into support now. 347. Back into the formation. I would say right now, we should actively discuss XDC. What does everybody think about XDC? It's held this support multiple times. Remember what I said about XDC, that I'd get back in it once it was the right time. That's XDC looks good. It's looking like it's getting ready to make another move. We definitely double bottom if you take these wicks out. I like where XDC's at right now a lot. Bought a chunk of XDC 1970. Excellent, because I'm thinking about doing the exact same thing. Oh yeah, I love XDC. I made $650 swinging it last week. And when I got out the last time, I was at $399. So it's definitely a much sweeter buy here at $346. And it looks like it's getting ready to move. So that's XDC. WaxP somebody brought up. Which, another one, that's a great eye, because I was looking at WaxP earlier. And this is one that's above support, but it's definitely got this descending consolidation as well. This is what I'm trying to find right now. The ones that are looking like... hold on, I did that wrong. But the ones that are looking more like this, and that's an inside wick, so we'll take that. And then... because I want to see... we're starting to see a market-wide... almost like a market-wide reaction. Something like this. Man, this one's harder, though, in the hourly. I might have to take this into another one. Yes. I think it's better like this. No, I suppose you could do it like that just because it's a little bit... that resistance. It's pushed out like that. But a lot of these are starting to have this nice consolidation, I've noticed. This one's expanding. This one's expanding a little bit, almost like a wedge, as it gets bigger. I know somebody brought up XRB Healthcare. XRB Healthcare's at a very interesting spot as well. On this chart, it's pushing below this resistance. But if you just switch it to the other chart in a slightly different time frame, it pushes it still within a consolidation. It's tough to say whether or not you want to add to it, because I'm waiting. It looks like to me, XRP Healthcare, it had a big run up, and it's still not showing me the strength I want for a further push up as of yet. Still looking a little bearish on the smaller time frames. Still engulfing to the downside. So as of right now, I still expect to most likely break through that support. But we'll see. Oh yeah, definitely probably a fake out run. That could be what's going on. I'm trying to find an exact moment. Like I said, I rode that first rally up from overnight, from 504 area on that little leverage trade to 5168. And when it got rejected, you know, that was my time to get out and then reconsider. But there's a reason why. I still feel like XLM compared to XRP is undervalued, and it was behind. And now if we look at it in the 45, XLM has finally got this engulfing candle. I've been waiting all day for this, to see a possible breakout attempt by XLM. It's been waiting all day. Look at this in the 2 hourly, 3 hourly, 4 hourly, daily. Pulled up very nicely in the daily now. But can everybody see what XLM is possibly doing? It took a while. Especially if you look at how XRP, I mean, they're both still very, very underperforming right now. Yep, people do buy into hype while the whales sell off. That's true. See, I think everybody's looking at the Bitcoin ETF, but there's not a very big light being shined on XRP right now. And there's something deeper going on with that, with what's going on with the SEC's submission today. Something bigger is going on. The whales are too, the whales are lurking too much. I get a lot of information from the whales. And they are certainly lurking right now. And they're eating up some of the supply. So either they know something we're not being told, or they're seeing this possible reversal, and they're looking to get out ahead of something like what AMP did today. That's the truth. SHX, a beautiful reversal here as well. This is another one. This is another one that I'm very interested in. This could be the start of the rounding of the bottom. Man, that's in a very interesting spot here. 685. It's got bottom support on this pattern uptrend within the formation. Right about there. Oh. I'm seeing a lot of pattern reversals right now. Oh yeah, I know XLM's a sleeper for sure. I'm just talking, in today's terms, I'm talking more like short term. But I know all of these are undervalued long term. There's no doubt about that. But XLM's starting its merry way. We talked about Shiba at the beginning. It's got a nice engulfing candle here in the 2-hourly as well. Just not a lot of volume. But this is another one that's in this exact same setup. And typically Shiba, well, in a way, attempt a similar move as Ethereum after it does it. We don't know the exact timing between the two. But look how many of these are looking like this. I mean, look at this. These are descending consolidate. I don't know. This looks more bullish than bearish, even though it's consolidating. This looks like it's getting ready for a breakout. A lot of them are. A lot of them are. But yeah, I'm going to need some unified responses. I've went through a lot of cryptos this evening. I'm going to talk myself out. That's true. That's true. But XLM, I do believe, is pretty undervalued. DGB as well is another one. DGB's been on this very big descending formation. It's finally, and it's still tough to even say, but it's trying to, in the short time frames, push out a little bit, but it hasn't had a lot of support. So it hasn't had a lot of support. You know, it's tough. So we'll continue to watch because they're all on the outside of that resistance area where you want to be on top of. XDC to me is still intriguing right now because I put that out before it had the bigger consolidation, and now it rounded the bottom and you got a very tight support structure. So I mean, let's be real. At 3466, that's less than a $15 on every $1,000 risk, because if it breaks through there, sure, okay. Then you can say it didn't convert and then it's got to come down farther. But what I'm seeing here, and it's intriguing me, is that it came down. What if it comes up and it creates this inverse head and shoulders? If it does, I mean, we got a big reversal. Remember, you buy support, sell resistance of a pattern. Unless it breaks down, then you reconsider. Right now, from where it's at 346, all the way back to the top would be a 71% move. I'm not saying it's going to go there, but when it holds support, it has to go back to resistance in a pattern. So if you look at this from like the 4-hour perspective, we've had a couple instances where we've resistance, and just this is what I mean. So if you buy support, sell resistance, so resistance, support, you buy, sell resistance, buy support, sell resistance if it happens, or if this falls through, you can sell it and wait for the next support structure, wherever it ends up being. So, but I'm very interested, not because of the long-term prospect, the short-term possibility here with XDC. Who sees what I see right now? I'm just curious, does anybody else see what I see, or am I a complete idiot? I'm just curious. While I'm waiting for some answers, if you're looking to trade XRP, USA or abroad, make sure you look in the video description below and our pinned comments. On BITUNIX, don't buy your XRP on Uphold or some of the exchanges that charge exorbitant fees. I did a test on Uphold, and it was $4,000 worth of XRP. It was offering us yesterday 7,800 plus XRP for BITUNIX for $4,000. On Uphold, only 7,300 and some change, which means we were getting ripped off 500 XRP on $4,000. I can't imagine if you were doing 10,000, 50,000, whatever the case may be. But that was ridiculous to me. I couldn't do it anymore. It came out to over $280 differential. And that's why over time I've taken out all my stuff and I started using BITUNIX for the swing trading or MEXC if I can. That's also in the video description below and our pinned comments. That's for the XRP Bitcoin pairing on MEXC for me and XRP Healthcare, yada, yada, yada. But you don't need to do a VPN on BITUNIX. You don't even need to do a KYC from exchange to exchange unless you're doing from bank to bank. So yeah, just make sure that you pay attention to what's going on, please. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I'm not saying, that you can't use it. I'm not saying you can't store on it. But if I was going to put something on it, I'd make sure that you're allowed to send it off without selling off of the exchange. So, anyhow, so some said they seen what I seen with XDC. And for XDC, I'm just gonna do what I was gonna do. I just happened to be on the air. I was gonna do it after. But after what I've seen, what I'm seeing, I like that 346 area a lot, that 3466. So I'm going to buy that 3466 area. And we're going to make a run with it here and see if it can break past this consolidation area. That's my goal here. And I'll let everybody know in just a second exactly what that comes out to and yada, yada, yada. Something I've been wanting to do, but I've been waiting. And it's had a significant pullback here, so I'm very happy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I had 60,000 tokens, roughly. Little over 60,000 here. And on the buyback, it's more. It's more. So let me, I want to see something. Because it was at 399 area, 3999 roughly. When I sold, I'll just say 397. Right now it's at 344. Or what is it at right now? Hey, I got 3468. So look, my purchase might have just pushed it over because we're watching MEXC. I'm going to say my purchase helped MEXC go up a little bit. See that? Who's ever on MEXC before I made that purchase, you're welcome. Yeah, it's come down 15% from where I sold it. Beautiful. That's a 70, I got 73,000 plus tokens here. So that's just over $2,500 for anybody who's trying to do some quick math. So I'm not afraid to show what I do at all. All I ever tell anybody is you're looking for this structure now to hold. And we're looking for this reversal candle to play out. I love coming on and doing stuff like this. And if it breaks down, you're looking at a strong support here. And if it broke at 3-4, just pay attention because it's got an exhaustion candle, which means to me that it's building a nice reversal. So, but XDC, like I said, everything does its running and XDC kind of runs on its own time. So I'll wait. I don't care about XDC. This is one that I like for the future as well. And the more I can keep doing this and the more that I can build this until a big swing, the better. Yes, I'm doing this on MEXC instead of Uphold. I used to make the XDC trades on Uphold. So let's do this right now. Ready? Let me prove something to everybody and show you how big of a scam Uphold is. We know for $2,542 for transparency, I got, and I'll tell everybody the exact number, on MEXC, I got 73,340.33 shares or tokens. On Uphold, and I'll give, and it's going to shock people because I'm telling you, when I did this with XRP just to see the difference, I was flabbergasted. Not even just that, I was mad. So $2,550 we'll say on Uphold, right? That's more than what I was doing on MEXC. Unbelievable. It's 68,591 XDC right now on Uphold. On MEXC, for the exact same amount of money, including $4 less money, it's 73,340 XDC. So that is 4,800 XDC differential. 4,800 XDC differential between MEXC, and it would be the same on BITUNIX. They just don't have XDC. They have the exact same maker-taker fees, or the spot fees, in the USA. 4,800 XDC plus. So I'll just do 4,800 times 0.03035, I'll say, because it was at 0.3. Wait a minute. What's the price? 0.34. I'll just say 0.348. That's $167 they just stole from you on a $2,550 trade on Uphold. They took 4,800 tokens if you made the exact same trade. This is what I mean. You can't do it. You shouldn't be. They shouldn't. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Jordan says 73,430 versus 68,000. Yep, see? Thank you. You got the updated amount. And it changes every second. But let's everybody see that. See, you guys know I'm not doing this and lying. He just did this. When that comment comes back up, we'll read it and take note. Take note, because in 21 I was stupid. In 24 I know all the hooks and ladders and how to get us better deals. So please don't be suckered in. And MEXC and BITUNIX is in the video description below and our pinned comments. If you can use MEXC for XDC, by all means do it. It's just new users in the USA, it's a little restricted. But man, what a bummer it is when you realize how much they're actually taking from you. Jordan said 73,430 XRP or XDC versus 68,591 on Uphold. Unbelievable. That's what I mean. That's almost 5,000 XDC in this case. For XRP, it was over 500 differential on 4,000. You're talking about $168 differential that they're taking from you. So now you got to make $168, guys. That's what I mean. You've got to make $168 on this trade just to make, that's 5% basically. And then you got to make 10% just to be even on the sale with the buy. That's ridiculous. There's no, I'm sorry, half of crypto is swing trading. Half of it is accumulating for the long swing or the long term. But there are moments of opportunity. Right now, to me, XDC, and you've heard me say it, I had this out before this drop. So if it did anything close to this, and I seen any sign of a reversal, I was taking it. I see a sign of, that's a nice inverted hammer, it looks like in the 2 hourly. Could play down, don't care. Like I said, no risk, no reward, but at the same time, scared money don't make money, but you got to buy a position you believe in. If I was forced to hold XDC, I wouldn't care. Not at all. And I hope these lives bring some value to each and every one of you. I pour out my heart and soul into here because I show you the real. I show you everything I'm doing, every thought process. And most people say, well, Tom, you only show the gainers. It's not intentional. But I always buy opportunity. That's not true. I don't always show the gainers because I'll always show you, especially if there's a spot where you got to get out or if it reverses on you, you know, and I'll show you and I'll be transparent the moment I get out, you know, but I've already got it set up so everybody can do the same thing. That's what I love about this. I used to use KuCoin, but their liquidity was a problem for me. Always had liquidity issues. What did you miss? I'd say the two biggest things are, one is XRP working on this breakout attempt right now on this V-shaped recovery because it does look like it's leaning into an inverted hammer here. And is it, and for transparency, I don't trade XRP on MEXC. The XRP Bitcoin pairing I do. MEXC's for XDC, the XRP Bitcoin pairing, XRPH, and some of those tiles. On BitUNix is where I trade XRP. So I've got, and I took out for transparency because I made a little money on some trades. I never like to be much over 4,000. So I always take out about, well, this time I took out 700 down to 3,300. But I wanted to give Julie some money, yada, yada, yada. I like to give her like $500-600 every 2 weeks, just so she's got her cash. And, you know, she's not at work right now. And she was a very big worker, even harder than I when I first met her, with the hours she was putting in. So it's just something I do to balance things out. So, you know, I depend on my trading. I depend on, like today, that $125, I depend on that. So now instead of having 3,300 and some change, I'm up near $3,470 again on BitUNix. But I've got to build it back now. My goal is to build it in 2 weeks back to $4,000. So I've got a 2-week window until I pay her again to build it up to at least $4,000 because I feel a little uneasy when it's under that. I never like to be under 3 because that's like a little side savings. But you got to do things strategically. Like, I don't have a real job. My job is trading. And I've been doing it since right before COVID. I stopped working my real job. After COVID, I never went back. Because I got the trading down so good and I was doing so well. It wasn't crypto, it was the stock market back then. And commodities. And then I transitioned in March of 21. Does MEXC and BITUNIX have an off-ramp? I mean, MEXC is going to be difficult because they don't allow new USA users. But if you want to use MEXC's or BITUNIX's off-ramp, you just do a KYC. They got an off-ramp in USDC on and off-ramp that you can do. So, they do. Just be aware you're going to have to do a KYC, which if I was sending to and from a bank, I would 100% do a KYC. Because I want them to know who I am. I don't want somebody stealing from my account. So yeah, you definitely have that option. They added that a while ago. But I would do your own research. I would click on that link in the video description below or the pinned comments. Go to BitUNix and make sure it fits in your area. Because not everything that works for me will work for you. That's been my personal experience. How I was a little naive even when I first started. I didn't even know New York had their own rules to crypto. You know, that people in New York couldn't buy on Uphold for a long time. I don't know if they can now even. But now I don't have any money on Uphold. Zero. I have $35 in Uphold right now. That's it. So I was a big component of Uphold. Now I hate it. Well, shit from trading. Trading is, I know it's a real, I mean, okay, when I say a real job, I mean the fact that I don't have to get up for 9 to 5. But that's why I started my YouTube channel in 21. I never thought in March of 2021 that I would grow to 21,500 subscribers roughly already. Yes, I made a prediction my first year that by March of 22, I'd have 10,000 subscribers, which I had 9,999 subscribers on March 1st of 22 after 1 year. So I hit that prediction within 1 subscriber. But, you know, once the bull market ended, it went very slow. And then we picked up here as of late. But, you know, I still get the ones who subscribe. And I get a bunch of people weekly that unsubscribe, especially when XRP starts going down, you know. But, you know, for everybody who unsubscribes, you get the new subscriber as well. So, but I'm very excited about XDC that we got to do this live on the air. I think it was 468 is what it gave me. I don't even think that I used the XDC MEXC chart. I just used the XDC network chart. So, because I like to just use the overall chart so that I don't have to be exchange based. But I think this is putting in a reversal. I do. Can't help it. We bought it prior to the move up past the 473. It was just at 468. We've seen the differential. And I will discuss this over the next few days with XDCs. And you guys have seen, we've made great money on XDC. Great money. Even just swinging it the last couple weeks. Yes, last week, the one trade, I had 130,000 tokens. 135. I get that. And then the second one, I had 60,000. But I'm having a lot of fun doing this. You don't understand. This is a lot of fun. I like trying to pick these daggers. I like trying, and not charging. I don't want nobody to join my shit just to be able to trade. I want us to have an active discussion on Friday, or at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know it's already been an hour. I know we're getting there. Oh, XRP, Ricky, Ripple. MEXC, I love dearly. That's why I continue to promote it. Even though in the USA, new users are not technically welcome. You can join with, I don't know, there's ways around it. But I really like it. After seeing how many tokens I would have just lost, I don't blame you for leaving Uphold. I agreed. It's why I keep pointing that, I keep hammering that point home now. Because I'm telling you, it hit me hard when I looked at $4,000 purchase for XRP on Uphold when I made that purchase on BITUNIX. Only made a few dollars on that trade. But then, like I said, I did a long trade. And instead of putting all that capital up, I risked $289 on a 25X, which it was more than like $7,000 trade instead of even the $4,000 when you multiply it. And it made a decent amount. It was $125, $145, almost $150 trade today. So I'm very quick. I'm quick, decisive. I have my targets. And I don't ever feel like I made a bad decision like here. I bought support, sold resistance if it bounces up. I never feel bad about missing out on something that I've already sold out of because I made the profit. Now my attention switched. I focused on XDC, remembered that, looked at it, targeted that, and now I pay attention to XRP to see if there's another opportunity here, which I believe there is for XRP. So I also have my eyes very closely on the XRP Bitcoin pairing. However, my money's tied up in XDC from MEXC right now. So we'll see how this plays out. And just remember, if you bought XDC, there is no shame if you don't want to hold it past this 3-4 area. And right now, from where it's at, where we bought it, it was 3,468. We'll just say it's a $15 loss on every 1,000 is 1.5% on a straight trade. I did $2,500 plus $2,550. So that would cost me a grand total of about $33. $33, folks. And then you adjust. If you don't feel comfortable, you sell it. And I like 3-4 because then it gives it room underneath. But that's what I mean. You have to pay attention. If you did a long trade and a leverage here, it could cost you more. I'm not interested in that unless it's strategic. Is he asleep? Now I know why you told me that you wanted it to rain. Here, Julie. My son fell asleep. He always falls asleep during my life, and he was even out here to start. He likes Daddy when Daddy does his live.
Well,
he had a rough day. I know. They're not nice to him when he goes to the orthopedic. They don't care about him. They keep acting like... They're acting like he's got a little bit of a limb differential, and they're acting like because he's standing on that one foot on his tippy toe, it's because he's developmentally delayed. But it's not. It's part of it. But he broke his femur when he was 6 months old, and he hasn't... You guys know the story. So they're making it very difficult. So, very difficult. Bedtime stories indeed. So I hope there was some value brought to everybody during this live today. I really do. I really do. When we look at Bitcoin, we're still coming up to this rejection point up here. Unless we break above 65,100. But it looks like we're starting to put in a reversal here. Look at this nice W reversal that formed here. And if we get back into that structure, there's a lot of noise that can happen here. Bitcoin is just like the rest. It is absolutely trying to break out here. It can get a confirmation if and when it breaks over that next resistance area. But it's starting to try to do something here for Bitcoin. It's just like the rest of the market. So I had a lot of fun here during this live. I'm going to get going here so that I can hang out with Julie. Uphold, I mean, all companies have to make money, but at a certain point, it's just a slap in the dick. Excuse my French. And Uphold, yeah, shame on them. Shame on them for that partnership with Ripple. They toyed out in front of us, longtime XRP holders on the exchange at the time, that they were going to have a wallet dedicated for it. They didn't tell you they were going to charge you on top of it. So here's my point. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt because of that. If they're going to charge you for their wallet, if they're going to charge you for all these other features, how dare them charge you that much on a trade to nickel and dime you out of your own damn money? I don't support it. I'm sorry. It's not that it's a bad company. You have to have a better foundation to me. So you can't just treat your customers like that. And then every new feature you have, you put a price tag on it. Sorry, isn't going to fly. But before I get in trouble, have a blessed night, evening. Julie's giving me the signal that you better shut the hell up. Have a good night. Stay blessed.